There really is only one thing stopping you from getting everything you want in this life, and it is victim mentality, whether that has to do with manifestation or anything else, because victim mentality makes you powerless. Victim mentality makes you doubt yourself, it makes you assume the worst out of your circumstances, and it sets you up with the mentality that there's nothing I can do. This is just the way things are going to be no matter what I do. And that means you won't see or look for solutions to your challenges. You won't take any action on improving your circumstances because victim mentality is telling you, why bother? I can't do it anyway, or it's not going to work anyway. And victim mentality will make you stay in the so-called comfort zone that you think is safer, but it will also lead to a life where you continue to struggle, where you feel unhappy, and where the things that you want remain nothing more than I wish I could. How do I know all this? Because I've spent a big chunk of my life with victim mentality, and I still have to make sure that I am mindful not to fall back into old patterns whenever I go through challenges. But one thing is for sure, I never get where I want or what I want in life whenever I have resorted to victim mentality, and neither will you. But that also doesn't mean that you should go to the opposite extreme and hustle, burn yourself out, ignore your feelings. No. In fact, that often creates a victim mentality. So today I'm going to show you how to break free from victim mentality so you can completely turn your life around, start taking your power back, and ultimately get the changes and the life that you dream of, and in a way that's going to feel balanced and in alignment with you so you don't keep returning back to victim mentality. Here are today's chapters with the timestamps included in the description box below as always. Welcome back if you're new. Hi, I'm Jessie Riemann, and I'm going to take you from a life of stress, insecurity, and unhappiness to becoming your highest, most confident self and manifesting truly anything that you desire in the most aligned way for you to get it through intuitive self-development and manifestation. So if that sounds like you, don't forget to subscribe and leave this video a thumbs up to let me know that this is resonating with you. I do offer one-on-one coaching, so if you'd like to work with me so that I can help you become your highest, most confident self and remove whatever has been blocking you from getting your manifestation through one-on-one sessions, confidence and self-concept building exercises, personalized affirmations, powerful visualization meditations, your unique human design, and so much more, you can sign up at this link, which is also in the description box below. You guys know I love to explain why things happen or why things are the way they are. So let's start by talking about what causes victim mentality. It did not start out being your fault. You were wronged. Something bad did happen to you, whether in childhood or otherwise. But often in childhood, what happens is that because you didn't know how to cope with this, because at the time you couldn't control what was happening to you, so you chose to self-soothe by developing a mentality of things like, why me? Bad things happen to me and I have no control over it. No one loves me, no one understands me, and so on. Because at the time, that's all you could do. But then you carried that mentality with you into adulthood when you actually finally could create change and start doing something about your life. But that victim mentality has been a program for so long that when challenges come up, you automatically start telling yourself things like, I can't do this. Bad things happen and I can't control it. Why me? And so on. Even as an adult, when someone wrongs you or something bad happens to you, again, you have been wronged. But it is your responsibility as an adult to do something about it if you want to better yourself and better your life. Unless you're okay with staying stuck where you are, feeling unfulfilled with your life. But I know that's not you, or you wouldn't be watching this video. So now let's talk about how victim mentality is serving you. You've held on to victim mentality because on some level you believe it's serving you. And that's usually going to be for one or more of the following reasons. You've had people be cruel, harsh, or unaccepting of you in the past, and victim mentality has made people be nicer to you, at least for a while, right? You've been pushed really hard or had really high expectations put on you by your parents or someone else. And so victim mentality has allowed you to not have to take responsibility for your life. You felt heavily criticized or maybe even neglected in your past. And so victim mentality allows you to feel special. Like when we say, no one will ever understand what I've had to go through. You've been wronged by someone, so victim mentality allows you to feel like a good person so that you can focus on how bad a person they were for hurting someone like you. Victim mentality can also cause you to guilt people into doing things for you or prevent them from doing things you don't like to you. Because if you're a victim, then people should feel awful about not doing what you want. Again, all of these things may have served you when you were stuck in survival mode as a kid and literally had no other option. But they are keeping you stuck now as an adult, and they're preventing you from growing as a person, from improving your circumstances, and ultimately getting the life you really want. I also just want to say that having done any of these things does not make you a bad person. You were simply doing the best that you knew how at the time. But as I always like to say, when you know better, you do better. Again, when you want to grow and improve your life. Now let's talk about signs that you are currently in victim mentality. Now I know that this can feel a little bit triggering, but sometimes we need to be triggered in order to realize and recognize what we do need to be working on. So number one is you blame a person or a circumstance for why you can't better yourself or your situation. As an example, it's your narcissistic mom's fault that you have low self-esteem because you never felt good enough for her. And by the way, this has been a really big one for me personally that has held me back in my life. Another example is a slow metabolism runs in your family and you've struggled with weight ever since you're little, so it's impossible for you to lose weight. 2, consistently criticizing yourself and putting yourself down. 3, having a hopeless and powerless attitude, deciding that you have no control over your situation, so why even put in any effort? Why even try? 4, you often say or think things like, why me? Why does life always have to be hard for me? Why does life have to suck? I have been guilty of every single one of these at multiple points in my life. Do not use this as an opportunity to feel bad about yourself. Not only is that going to keep you stuck right in the middle of victim mentality, but the better thing to do is to use this as awareness to help you learn and to better be able to see when you're falling back into old patterns of victim mentality. Because awareness is always the very first step to creating change. And lastly, let's talk about what you came here for, and that is how to get out of victim mentality. Yes, you may have been mistreated, and yes, you may have had struggles, but that doesn't mean your story is over. You owe it to your growth and to the life that you know will make you happy and fulfilled to take responsibility for what happens in your adult life. Getting out of victim mentality is going to require getting uncomfortable because you're used to doing things the way you've always done them. But this is only temporary. It's going to get easier and it will feel better and better the more you do it. So step 1 is whatever situation you're in that you don't like as an adult specifically. The first thing to do is ask yourself what things you did that contributed to your negative situation. Not to beat yourself up. That is not going to help you. But this way you can work backward and see what things you can start doing to prevent more of that negative thing happening and start making changes to create the change that you want. So let's say, for example, that your ex cheated on you. No, it is not your fault that they cheated on you. And yes, they are completely in the wrong for betraying you and your trust. But what you can do is ask yourself, in hindsight, what red flags you saw and ignored so that you know what to look for and what not to ignore for your future relationships. Chances are you had low self-esteem, which is part of why you saw and ignored those red flags. So what you can do now is work on your self-confidence and your self-esteem so that you attract a much higher quality partner next time. Step 2, if it's something that happened to you in your childhood, I want you to ask yourself, how am I continuing to perpetuate this negative cycle in my adult life? Also ask yourself, do I need some help healing my past traumas so I can finally release them? Through things like therapy, parts work, shadow work, somatic therapy, those are my personal favorites, and either hire a qualified professional to help you or do some research on how to do things like parts work and shadow work on yourself, if that's more budget friendly. No matter what, do not allow your past trauma to dictate how your future will go. Your little younger self back then who needed help needs you to be their parent and help them heal what no one could back then when you were little, but you can now that you are an adult. The victim mentality subconscious program runs deep, and it's likely gone on for a very long time. So when you are ready to start creating change so that you can start changing your life, step 3 is to break those changes down into smaller, more doable steps, and then plan that step into your daily schedule. For example, you want to start exercising, but doing 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week feels totally overwhelming and undoable. Doing nothing at all is not going to help you improve, but doing 10 minutes a day, 4 days a week will. And because it's something that feels doable and you can be consistent with, you are creating a new habit, which means it's going to get more comfortable. You're going to start making progress, and you're going to start building confidence in yourself because you are taking action toward your goal and because you are following through with what you said you're going to do. Step 4 to getting out of victim mentality is do not compare yourself to anyone. Comparison is not only the thief of joy, as the saying goes, but it will keep you stuck in victim mentality. When you find yourself saying things like, why is she so much prettier than me? Why is that person so much more successful than me? Why do they get to have it and I don't? Instead, whatever it is that you're seeing in that person that you want, see it as something that you admire about that person. And most importantly, it's something that you are fully capable of having, doing, or being. And that's actually the universe's way of communicating to you, yes, you're meant for this. You're meant to have this too, or better. So recognize it as something you admire. And then ask yourself, what could I learn from this person who has this thing that I admire? Or what did it just teach me that I want? And how can I start going about getting it or manifesting it for myself? And the last step to getting out of victim mentality is that you have to have a supportive best friend mindset toward yourself. Encourage yourself. And when times get tough or challenging, instead of saying, ugh, why is this happening to me? Ask yourself, what am I learning from this? And tell yourself, no matter what, I will find the solution because it's out there. And if something you're doing is not working for you, tell yourself, I'm going to find the way that does work for me. Tell yourself it's okay that you've made mistakes. I mean, God, it's the only way that you could have learned any better. And it's the only way that you could become the person who knows better today. Tell yourself you're doing a good job. Or congratulate yourself when you're doing a little better. Every morning, before you even touch your phone, I want you to write the following 4 journal prompts. I am proud of myself because a challenge I overcame in my life was. Something I like about me is. And something nice I will do for myself today is. Doing this exercise every day is going to help you build your confidence, your self-love, and your belief in yourself. And you are literally programming in thoughts and reminders of hard things you've done that you've overcome, things that you like about yourself, and things that you are doing to treat yourself like someone who is worthy of love. This mindset will help you get back up every time you fall and will help you keep going until you succeed. Because when you do this, not only is it going to help you get out of victim mentality, but you will always reach success. And that brings us to the end of this video. I sincerely intend that this video helped you and helped you break free from victim mentality. If you would like to work with me one-on-one so that we can get you out of victim mentality and start getting you manifesting every single thing that you want, you can sign up for one-on-one coaching. If you liked this video, don't forget to subscribe and leave this video a thumbs up. It only takes a second, but it helps me out a whole lot because it lets YouTube know to get these videos out to more people so that I can help more people exactly like you. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below. You are worthy. You are remarkable. I love you. Thank you so much for being here, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.